In the world of Satan, I saw people producing strong liquors, whiskey, sweet drinks. The angel told me people no longer take water at the expense of all these things, they contribute more to the destruction of human health. The angel took me somewhere where I saw secular musicians giving concerts, satanic followers showed them dance steps. I saw several famous American singers learning how to show off their bodies to cast a curse on men. Their attire was to bewitch the youth, lead them to wear clothes similar to them. They were inspired by evil, they said defamatory words, which were to push people to give themselves up to the devil. They had to do the invocation of the devil while being on stage. They had the power to commit crimes in the world and to strip during the concert. They still had the power to throw darkness in people's lives. I also saw African artists that I know of in this place. They received shouts, slogans, rhythms to bring curses to people who hear their song. They learned satanic voices, they underwent the treatment of the throats, they got the power to rob people's stars and enrich themselves, to exploit others and practice all kinds of sorcery in their concert. I saw some false Christian singers who were there. The angel told me they lost the covenant with the God of glory and gave their lives to the devil for success and money. The angel tells me many have missed the reluctance because of the things of this world, followed the glory. We saw them learn a lot of songs. They had to introduce satanic codes and lyrics into their song. Some false Christians had to integrate worldly styles, dress, hairstyle. They managed the power so that their songs play in bars, in nightclubs. Since these places will serve as places for them to capture souls, they had to make people go crazy over their songs. We arrived somewhere. I found businesses that existed in the DRC before the recent looting. The angel said to me, the objective of this looting was to cripple the economy of your country. They had worked on it in the occult world before executing the Luciferian plan in the physical, and the Westerners were at the root of all this since they wanted to neutralize President Mobutu. But those who worked in these shops in the world of Satan were sweating a lot, and the angel told me they were youth, a generation that was sacrificed by the regime. We've seen so much activity going on in this place of slaveries, and the angel says to me I'm still going to take you somewhere in the place of satanic operations. We had taken a glass path, and we arrived in front of a large room. The angel told me this is where all the satanic preparations for their evil operations that they are doing in the world take place. Satanic operations room. After the angel said to me, this room has 5 levels. First I will take you to where there is a library. Here we have 3 categories of archives. The first categories of archive is the plans of the missions already elaborated that the satanic world will carry out against churches, nations, people. The second category is the archives of missions that have been carried out successfully and stranded. They also had pictures of people alive, even of those who died. The angel said to me, they have the whole story, reports of all the missions succeeded or not. When they go to carry out a mission, if it is a success they will come and hide the code here. If it is a failure they will raise later a generation which will continue by following the traces which are in the archives hidden in the library. I intended to go and read these archives, but the angel told me the only book reserved for you to read is only the Bible. There were archives of the missions they carried out against great celebrities of this world, etc. People also came to consult these archives. The angel said to me, the satanic world places great importance on missions. They take their time to work out their mission. Years, weeks, months, etc., as long as they don't fail. We have now gone to the place of meetings, that they were in groups and there were thousands of them. The angel told me they are in groups in relation to their brotherhood. The satanic world often operates by brotherhood. Let's see how they work out their plan. In the first group there was a woman seated in the middle. She was giving an account of her mission saying, when I came into this man's life he had possessions and I brought the curse. I destroy his life. Finally he realizes that his life hasn't been going well since we've been together, and he wants a divorce. So what will I do? Well, our concern was the destruction of his life, as it is a done thing, if necessary divorce. She gave them all the property of this man that he destroyed. Astonished that I was, the angel said to me, Many people are envoys of the devil to destroy people's lives. In this same brotherhood, a participant presented 2 dolls and his leader said, "Give me these dolls." Afterwards he pricked them with needles and everyone in the meeting cheered. The angel told me, this man lived with his uncle. He came to find the home and family in peace. Since he was not satisfied, he went to accuse his uncle to the brotherhood. He was asked to bring an object that represent his uncle. That's why he brought these dolls, because in the satanic world they use objects as representations of people to better manipulate them. In another brotherhood, there was someone who was given the mission of poisoning a person through a shoe. They were working on this operation and the boss was telling him this, "Make sure you give him this shoe on his birthday." They brought out his picture and his shoe size was number 45. The leader added, "You'll pretend you don't know him and ask him finally to give him this shoe." The angel said to me, "This man works in a telecommunications company in Ivory Coast." He was against the promotion of his leader, being a member of the satanic world. He wanted to kill him, not to replace him but rather so that he only leaves this world. He added, "Sometimes the devil fights people for nothing, without gaining anything, but just so that you are not in possession of what is given to you." In this brotherhood they were specialists in poison. They were plotting a coup for a Tanzanian president. Unfortunately at the time of writing he is already deceased. His name was John Magufuli. They had several kinds of poisons. Others they worked people to destroy others. Others themselves sent them in a spiritual way to affect people. So the leader of this brotherhood told them to work out plans since they have to give so much sacrifice. We went to yet another brotherhood where the adepts were preparing events that will come to the world. The representatives of each nation reported on the sickness, that is to say the number of people who were reached, and those who were killed. The leader added, "We had to continue with this disease and bring up even development, work on economic wars, closure of accounts, limitation of people to access their account, embargo against personalities and nations who oppose their orders." Their leader says we have to work hard since we are in the time of the end. Each brotherhood had their project that they were preparing to go and execute in the world. I was amazed at everything I saw. They were preparing a lot of events. The angel told me to continue our journey. On these words, we found ourselves in space. In the sky there were 3 gates that led in 3 different directions. The atmosphere of this place was dark as crimson and the forces of evil were felt on this place. The angel said to me, "We are in the realm of evil. Here evil is considered good. This is the very origin of evil. Everything you see will be beyond human comprehension, but don't be afraid since we are invisible to them. Remember everything you see. In all these kingdoms come people who serve the devil. These satanic leaders and individuals regularly come here, even those who want to have political power, even religious, etc. There are people you know and many personalities who have served the devil whose time on earth has been interrupted by the devil. These people have come here and they are slaves here even if they are officially dead. Many of the products you use on earth also come from here. We were to take the left direction that will take us to the realm of the air, the space." The angel gave me a notebook and a pen saying, "Write down in detail what you will see." We were outside the door and he told me to describe what I was seeing there. I told him I see a mysterious character sitting on a black throne. He was wearing a scarlet robe. Many satanic spirits were serving him. Every time someone wanted to enter this realm of the air he was to be registered by this evil character, who spoke blasphemous words against the name of the living God, saying, "Long live lies and seduction, may they prosper." May lies and seduction conquered the whole world. He said, "May the inhabitants of the earth perish with us in the lake of fire and brimstone for eternity to eternity. May the evil triumph and may good disappear." I was shocked to hear this kind of declaration. I notice above his gate it was written, "The most advanced kingdom of falsehood." With the angel we had passed through the door and once inside he said to me, "The purpose of the realm of the Prince of Air is to spread lies, to fight ties. You'll see strange things, but let the church know what you're going to see." In the realms of the air, each brotherhood is made up of 36 degrees or 36 chambers. They are operating worlds of the devil. Each of these chambers is ruled by a prince of the air. What you see will change the way you understand the world and spiritual warfare. He tells me we are on time for the meeting. Let's quickly go to the room to attend. Where we were was a big road that several people were using. When we reached 100 meters, we arrived in front of the Congress Hall and entered it. There were many chairs inside and religious figures. The room was well arranged. It was a prince of demons who presided over the meeting. His name was the Queen of Heaven. The people who were there called her the Holy Virgin Mother of God. They prostrated and repeated a prayer, Holy Mary Mother of God. I was overwhelmed listening to these things. He told me, do not be surprised, this woman is the mother of the false religions of the earth. From her come all the false pastors who seek power. She also has her church which she leads on earth, whose headquarters are in Rome. This church is the godfather of all occultism on earth. On the first seats were seated her representatives. The angel told me to approach to listen to what they say. Then the Queen of Heaven, main representative on earth, who was called John Paul II at the time, accompanied by 3 cardinals who came from 3 different countries, presented her with the list of souls they had seduced on earth. They were again asking for power and authority. The woman that was the principality of world religion reassured them of power, and she asked them to build more schools, universities, finally to attract people to adhere to their belief. She further added that they should focus on the new order of the world, advance LGBT, advance anti-biblical teachings theology, support controversial parties, intellectual unbelief, and create many more idolatrous things. They had to work for the advancement of the occult temples. After that the angel said to me, do not be surprised at what you see. God has left this woman to exercise her abominations until the end of time. It will lead many souls to perdition. It is a church that sits on human blood. It is Satanists in disguise. Their priests are unnatural practitioners, traffickers of drugs. They are the basis of the destruction of several nations, and they hide behind a controversial Bible. They support crimes, coups d'état, their clothing, statuette, rosary, cross, censers, mass for the dead, etc. I noticed that these priests were pouring something like liquid on the ground. The Queen of Heaven called them to be baptized. The moment their Holy Father arrived, the Queen of Heaven began to cast incantations upon him, granting him the power to control the thoughts of men, to subjugate them, to cause men to regard him as a saint, and gave him blasphemous names against God. The Queen of Heaven gave him a bleeding heart and said to him, young and old will bow down to you. I give you supremacy over men. Your lies will be accepted by gifted and gifted men. I saw behind them several pastors from all over the world who are looking for power. The angel tells me this place is reserved for the most famous pastors. But I will take you to the places and you will still see many realities. So I listened to them asking for more power, success, money, fame, world fame and seduction to attract many people. The Queen told them each of you will receive power in relation to your family of belonging, meaning the occult brotherhood. From there we will tell you what to do. The Queen stood up and said, end the Mass. Everyone must now hand over their sacrifice and give glory to the great brotherhood. There were many spiritual masters in this place. The angel told me those who attend this meeting are those who reach from 18th to 42nd degree of all the brotherhoods of the earth. There were also great world politicians, doctors, physicists, musicians, etc. Everyone wanted more power.